lots of sunlight. So it's one of the renewable energy that we're trying to develop. Next, please. These are some different items that we're also very good at. Some very like saxophone, that's kind of instrument, yacht, bicycle, vending machine. It's not as famous as chips, but also it's a hidden champion in Taiwan. Especially the bicycle. If you like do cycling, you will know the top 2 branding in the world is from Taiwan. Next, please. Okay, these are some of the famous company. That's okay. Next, please. Now I would like to introduce the economic performance of Taiwan. Next, please. In terms of GDP, just like I said, we ranked 22nd worldwide. And for per capita, for this, until the second quarter of 2022, the per capita GDP is 36,000. And we have a relative low unemployment rate, 3.73%. And the inflation is a very big problem now for many different countries. I think Indonesian government is also trying very hard to control the inflation rate. In Taiwan is relatively stable. It's about 3.36%. Next, please. So you can see from this slide, the service department is about 61% of our whole economy. And then we also have manufactured 36.66%, and then less than 2% in agriculture. Next, please. So maybe 3 or 4 decades ago, we still have a very big portion of our industry in agriculture, but now it's been transforming to service and manufacture departments. Agriculture is the foundation of the economy. You have to supply the food to the people. And it becomes more and more exquisite. We have put our agriculture in a very advantaged way. They use high tech to do a very smart way to do agriculture. Actually, we have the agriculture team in Indonesia to work with the Ministry of Agriculture to develop different projects in Karawang, in South Sulawesi, also in Bandung 2 years ago. Right, next please. So Indonesia and Taiwan, we share the core values like freedom, human rights, rule of law. So we have some statistics here. You can see the Freedom House ranking of Taiwan and Indonesia. Next, please. Okay, next, please. Now I'd like to talk about the Taiwan and Indonesia. You can see from the map, Taiwan is in the north and Indonesia in the south. It's not that far away, and we have a very close people-to-people connection. Next, please. We have a very vibrant and close trade relations. We also have investment, lots of investment, Taiwanese investment in Indonesia from most of them, they do manufacturing, they do like shoemaking, they do like furniture. I think the biggest furniture industry from Taiwan is in Central Java. And then they also, the Baocheng industry is one of the biggest shoemaking, not only in Taiwan, but also the whole world. One plant, they can hire like 10,000 people. So I think they have maybe 2 or 3 different plants in Java Island. So we do trade, we do investment, and also, like I said, we do agriculture cooperation. Next, please. We also want to promote tourism to bring more Taiwanese to Indonesia, and also try to introduce Taiwan to as much as possible to Indonesian friends. Also wants to increase our direct flight. The labor cooperation is also a very important sector, because just like I said, more than 300,000 of Indonesian workers are now working in Taiwan. I think the demand is increasing, so maybe in the near future we will also bring in more Indonesian friends to Taiwan to work. Education, we're in the university today, so education is also one of the most important parts of our bilateral relations. Next, please. So for President Tsai's administration, we have the new southbound policy, try to work closer together with Southeast Asian countries, and also with Australia, New Zealand, India. Next, please. These are some policy stuff, so I'm not going to read it. This is just, the main idea is to have more closer ties with our friends in Southeast Asia. And because Indonesia is the biggest country in this region, so of course, it's a very important target for us. Next, please. Here are some statistics. We have, right? So I think we have a trade, we have the tourism, we have a different investment and students exchange with countries in this region. So try to promote and boost the relations between Taiwan and including Indonesia and these Southeast Asian countries. Next, please. Next, please. Thank you. So you can see that the economic and trade cooperation is one tier, one part of our cooperation, and then the resource sharing. The resource that we can share is not the natural resource, but the manpower, the mindset, or the education system that we can share with our partners, and the talent and the regional connectivity. I think these are the pillars in the new southbound policy. Next, please. These are the aspects that we hope that Taiwan and Indonesia can work closely together. In agriculture, in shipbuilding, in petromedical, and industrial cooperation. We are trying very hard, and many colleagues in my office are trying very hard to do the best to promote Taiwan and Indonesia cooperation. Next, please. So this is what we have done before. We have also some exchange interaction with different universities around Indonesia. Next, please. So you can see that we also have the memorandum of understanding with different universities, and we are also very glad to have a Taiwan Center in this school, in this campus. Next, please. All right, so this is my presentation. I hope that in the future you will have chance, no matter what reason, to visit Taiwan and to appreciate the culture. Culture is not very different because we are all in this region, right? Also ASEAN country, but the language and the tradition is very different. So I think there are lots of things that we can share with each other and learn from each other. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Okay, so now I would like to introduce the scholarship. We have different kinds of government-sponsored scholarship. I'm from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so I would introduce the scholarship provided by ministries of foreign affairs. And later, I think the friend from the Taiwan Center here, they will introduce the scholarship provided by the Ministry of Education. Another slide, another presentation file. So this will be very short. There are two things that I will tell you today. The first one is Taiwan ICDF International Higher Education Scholarship, and the second one is MOFA Taiwan Fellowship. The first one is for students, and the second one is for lecturers. Right? Next, please. Okay, what is Taiwan ICDF? It's a very it's not a very well-known organization, but if maybe you have heard of JICA, JICA, or USAID, or AUSAID. These are the organization, they do cooperation, international cooperation or aid. The Taiwan ICDF also has a very similar function like JICA, like USAID. So Taiwan ICDF, they provide this kind of scholarship. They partner with 22 universities and provide 34 programs this year, but it will slightly change every year. So you can see the benefits of the scholarship. It's actually a full scholarship. It covers almost everything you need, from airfare, accommodation, insurance, the tuition, the credit fees, and textbooks, even textbooks. And so not only these, but also they will give you extra monthly allowance. So, but this kind of scholarship for Indonesian students, you can only apply for a master or PhD program, not for undergraduates. So for master program, you can have the monthly stipend around 7.5 juta rupiah per month. Or for PhD program, you can receive 8.5 juta per month. This is the ICDF Taiwan ICDF scholarship. We will announce every year in January to make announcement of receiving your application. Like this year, I think we have more than 150 applicants who try to apply for this scholarship. But you can only choose from these 34 programs. You cannot choose some others outside of these 34. And you have to have enough like a certificate of your English proficiency, like TOEIC, like TOEFL. Of course, if you can speak Mandarin, that would be even better. Because all the programs given in English, so we have to make sure that you can understand what the teachers are saying. So you have to be eligible to apply only if you have enough English capability. So this is the introduction of scholarship. All right, this is the procedure that we do the whole process. The applicants, they have to submit their documents to Indonesia, to Dedo. But at the same time, you have to apply for the admission from the school. So you have to get both, accepted by both, by school and also by ICDF. And then the school and ICDF there will have a meeting together to screen all the applicants. And then around in the middle of the year, like June, they will do announcement of who got enrolled. I just sent 6 students this year to Taiwan under this scholarship. All right, so this is about the procedure that we will go through. I think okay, next please. All right, and the next one is Taiwan Fellowship. It's not for students, it's for lecturers, for teachers. If you want to do further studies in Taiwan, this is a program that provided by Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But we hope that the field of study can be focused on social science and humanities, something related to Taiwan, the cross-strait relations in the Pacific region, and sinology. It's the fellowship has been running for several years, and now until now we have more than 1,000 scholars from 87 different countries to come to Taiwan to do their further research. This fellowship, the shortest you have to stay in for 3 months in Taiwan, all the way until 12 months. So you have to make sure that you have the consent from your supervisor to allow you to have a long leave from 3 months up to 12 months, which means that you cannot stay in Indonesia during that time. The benefits of the fellowship is airfare, subsidy, insurance, and the monthly grants. For professors, associate professors, research fellows, or associate research fellows, the monthly grant is around 30 Juta rupiah. And then the assistant professors, assistant research fellows, or doctoral candidates, the grant is about 25 Juta per month. I think this is not a very luxurious grant, but should be enough in Taiwan for every month. Okay, next, please. So this is the procedure. We also have to receive the application and then do screening, and then we will announce the final result. Usually every year in Indonesia, we will have around 3 to 5 people who got enrolled. We will make announcement of the fellowship in every year in March. Every year in March, and then maybe in September we will make announcement of the result, and then the next year people who got selected will travel to Taiwan to do their research. Okay, this is all about it. I can take any questions about these two programs. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. Do you have any questions about the scholarship and fellowship? From different universities? From Taiwan University? Which university? Because I'm not the staffs working for the university, so I cannot speak on their behalf. I think they have different programs. Park, I think what you mean is the funding provided by the university, but not by the government, right? Okay, so I don't know their program, so I cannot answer that. Sorry. But I think the information will be on their website. Do you have any other questions about the ICDF scholarship or Taiwan fellowship? I think the other source that you can get information is from, if you know anyone that is now in Taiwan for study. There are more than 16,000 students, no matter for a degree or for just a short-term education. I think there are more than 16,000 in terms of number in Taiwan. And they have a big organization of like a PPI. I don't know how to pronounce in Bahasa Indonesia, but there's a group of students. They have chairman, they have different administrative staff. They all work. They all study in Taiwan right now, so they can share information as well. If you have further interest in applying for different kinds of scholarship provided by the government or provided by the university, different universities. But I think a small reminder is that for ICDF, all the programs are given by in English, but I'm not that sure if the scholarship provided by different universities, they have that kind of arrangement or not. Yes. Mandarin is not easy to learn, so it's better to have a full English program. Yes. Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Mr. Gregley for give us the insightful speech and socialization. Before we go to the next session, we are greatly reducing our appreciation. So our beloved Dean of Faculty of Social Science and also whole committee will give the placards and certificates as well as our thank you sign for Mr. Gregley as a first secretary in political division, Taipei Economic and Trade Office. Please welcome to the stage. To the committee that assigned for documentation, please to take a picture. Let's give an applause. Let's give an applause for one moment again.
On the next sessions, for all guests and participants in ballroom and also in Zoom meeting, we will listen together about scholarship socializations that will be presented by Miss Grace O as a Director of Education Division, Teto Indonesia. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Grace, and here we are for the socialization. Let's give it an applause.
Hello, good morning everyone, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu dosen, Faculty of Social Science di UNJ. Selamat pagi juga teman-teman mahasiswa baru Faculty of Social Science UNJ. Yeah, thank you for coming in this session. So, firstly, I'm not Miss Grace O. I am Tita Amarta from Taiwan Education Center Indonesia, and here beside me is you can call Kak Putri, yeah. So me Kak Tirta, yeah. So we are from Taiwan Education Center Indonesia. So we would like to share about Taiwan scholarship for you and some of scholarship program, internship program for you later. So please, could you share the PPT now? Okay. Yeah, we will share some scholarship program for undergraduate, master, and doctoral programs next. Yeah, but before that, we would like to say congratulations to all UNJ new students. Give applause for all of you. Hey. Okay, so Miss Putri, would you like to teach us some Chinese, some Mandarin?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to congratulate all of you, all of the new students of UNJ. In Mandarin, we can say 恭喜大家成为雅加达国立师范大学的新生。Congratulations to all of you. And then the next slide. Maybe for some of warming up, we can learn Mandarin for a little bit. For example, this is the words. I am proud to be UNJ student. We can say 我很骄傲成为UNJ 的学生。All of you can repeat after me. 我很骄傲成为UNJ 学生。Okay, thank you very much. Very good, very nice. Okay, next slide.
Okay, thank you for your semangat. We would like to introduce you a little bit about Taiwan Education Center. So actually, guys, our office is located in Gedung Raden Dewi Sartika in the first floor. Yeah, so please visit us if you would like to know about study in Taiwan, scholarship in Taiwan, and internship program in Taiwan. Yeah. Also, our office is the upper one. Yeah, you can visit us anytime in weekday. So in Indonesia, currently we have 3 official offices in Indonesia. So the first one, of course, in Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Yeah, so we are very proud to be one of UNJ members here. So and the second office in Universitas Airlangga in Surabaya, and the third one is in Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Yeah. So Taiwan Education Center Indonesia is supervised by the Ministry of Education of Taiwan and the Education Division in Taipei Economic and Trade Office, Teto, Jakarta. So here we also have the representative of Education Division, Miss Grace O and Miss Gloria Leo in the front row. Yeah, please give them applause. Yeah, thank you for coming, Miss Grace and Miss Gloria. Yeah, so if you would like to consult or discuss about study in Taiwan, please freely visit us or contact us in Instagram. Yeah, you can visit teto_Indonesia or Facebook. Yeah, in Instagram we usually share information regarding university scholarship or government scholarship or anything related to study in Taiwan. Yeah, so please follow us on Instagram. Okay, for the next presentation, will be conducted by Kak Putri.
Okay, thank you, Kak Tirta. So now I would like to show you the location of Taiwan. So as we see in the map here, Taiwan is located in the north side of Philippines. So this geographical location of Taiwan, which is relatively close with Indonesia, is very beneficial for our Indonesian student. Why? Because we can see from the map, it only takes 5 hours and half hours flight of duration. We can get easier access for higher education, which the quality is already equal with America or Europe. So no, you don't have need to spend a lot of hours to experience the real world class education and research like in Taiwan. So in Taiwan, it's actually more affordable. Moreover, the time difference between the West Indonesia time and Taiwan is only 1 hour.
So when it's your time to study in Taiwan, it's very convenient because it will be easy for you to connect with your family or friends in Indonesia. Okay, next. So even though Taiwan has high education academic facility, Taiwan is very well known to have more affordable tuition and often over many scholarship for international students. The scholarship programs are usually offered by government, institution, or universities in Taiwan. Later, we will discuss the available scholarship in which Indonesian students are eligible to apply. And for the living cost in Taiwan, we can say that it's similar with the living cost is in Jakarta. In Taiwan, especially big city in Taipei, the standard living cost is around 6,000 NTD, or it's equivalent to 3 million rupiahs for every month. So it's very different if we talk about the living costs in study destination like Japan, South Korea, or etc. So the living cost is much more expensive than in Taiwan. And then if you are looking for opportunities to upgrade your cross-cultural competency, Taiwan is also the perfect place. And most of you may have questions like, is it impossible to study in Taiwan if we can't speak Mandarin? The answer is sure. Why not? Because nowadays a lot of university in Taiwan offer lots of study program that taught in English, so you can choose between English or in Mandarin. And then during your stay in Taiwan, lots of university also offer the Mandarin class. So basically, in every university, you can also join the Mandarin course for free from basic to advanced level. And so many advantages during your study in Taiwan. After you graduate from Taiwan University, you can also get the wider opportunities and high salary. And the last point I would like to emphasize is study in Taiwan because Taiwan is very safe country. And I believe many of you already heard that Taiwan has the best COVID-19 pandemic prevention in the world. So let's study in Taiwan. Slide. Another fact about Taiwan, according to 2019 Ministry of Education statistic, the number of Indonesian students are the fourth highest number students in Taiwan, after mainland China, Vietnam, Malaysia. So nowadays, Taiwan is already becomes the favorite and popular destination to study abroad for Indonesian students. Next, please. Okay, during their study in Taiwan, the programs that commonly become the favorite from Indonesian students is learning Mandarin in Language Center. The second place, the most favorite is usually chosen by Indonesian students is engineering. The point that you should know is that Taiwan government, universities, and industries have very supportive relation to create integrated academic and research facility. And it's very important for you to know that the Taiwan is very well known for the semiconductor. Besides engineering, Taiwan is also popular with study programs such as business and administration, and natural science, and so forth. The list of the study program in here is just the list of Indonesian students that usually they choose. But if you want to take another study program that isn't available here, it doesn't mean we don't have it. We can have it too in Taiwan, and Taiwan offers various unique study programs for you to choose. Okay, maybe the next sharing would be Kak Tirta again. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So I would like to share about particular study in Taiwan. Yeah, so Taiwan has an outstanding higher education system that provides opportunities for international students to study a wide variety of study programs. So, like Kak Putri already shared to us that Taiwan offers a wide variety of study programs. Yeah, so for Faculty of Social Science students, you are very welcome to come to Taiwan to study. Yeah, so maybe this time I will share the information a little bit in Bahasa and English. Yeah. So you can find your dream university and study programs on this website, studyintaiwan.org. Yeah, this website is provided by the Ministry of Education of Taiwan. Yeah. So maybe you are still newcomers, new students in here, but you can start to prepare all of your required documents to apply to Taiwan University as soon as possible. Yeah, so it's also like teman-teman bisa gunakan informasi ini untuk memicu semangat teman-teman untuk belajar lebih giat lagi di UNJ supaya ke depannya saat teman-teman sudah lulus nanti, teman-teman bisa melanjutkan studi di Taiwan dengan beasiswa. Yeah. And the first one that you need to know about study in Taiwan is about the admission period. Yeah, in Taiwan, for international students especially, you can apply to Taiwan University twice in a year. Yeah, so the admission period is opened twice in a year. For the first one is fall semester, and the second one is spring semester. Yeah, fall semester is usually started in September until January, and for the spring semester is usually started on February until June. If you would like to start your study in fall semester, usually the admission period will be opened in February. But if, for example, if you would like to study in Taiwan starting from February, usually the admission period is in September. But every university usually has their own timeline for the admission. So please, it's better for you to to visit every Taiwan university website that you would like to apply. Yeah. So answering the question about university scholarship, yeah. So most of Taiwan universities provide scholarship for international students. Yeah, but for their requirements, their regulation, their terms and conditions regarding admission, you must visit the university admission website directly. Yeah, so it's like every university might have different regulation regarding the admission. Ya, jadi silahkan teman-teman untuk mengetahui beasiswa universitas, silahkan mengunjungi website masing-masing universitas yang teman-teman ingin daftar nantinya. Ya, next. But for this occasion, we will specifically explain to you some scholarship programs and internship program letters provided by the Ministry of Education of Taiwan. Yeah, the first one is Taiwan Scholarship, or we usually call it MOE Taiwan Scholarship. So this program is open for those of you who would like to continue your study in S1, S2, S3. Yeah, so it's open for every degree programs. You can say like that. And you can choose all Taiwan university and study programs. So definitely, Faculty of Social Science students are very welcome to apply MOE Taiwan Scholarship. Yeah, and when you apply this scholarship, you are free to choose study programs which is taught in English or Mandarin. Yeah, so if you still don't have ability to speak Mandarin, you can choose English taught study programs. Yeah, the application period for you to apply MOE Taiwan Scholarship is February until March. Yeah. So MOE Taiwan Scholarship, we can say that it's one of the most prestigious scholarship program in Taiwan because it offers it offers big amount of scholarship, yeah, very generously. Yeah, so when you receive MOE Taiwan scholarship, you will get money stipend atau uang saku up to 20,000 NTD. Ya, ini sekitar 10 juta rupiah per bulan. Wah, kebayang nggak dapat beasiswa per bulan, dapat uang sakunya itu sekitar 10 jutaan rupiah. Nah, not only that, you will also get tuition fee subsidy up to 40,000 NTD. Ya, selain itu teman-teman juga bisa mendapatkan subsidi pembayaran uang kuliah hingga 20 juta rupiah. Ya, so more information regarding the regulation to apply MOE Taiwan scholarship and requirements and terms and conditions, you can get the official information only from studyditaiwan.blogspot.com. Yeah, so it's an official website provided by the Education Division in Teto, Jakarta. So website ini resmi bagi teman-teman Indonesia yang ingin mendaftar beasiswa MOE Taiwan. Yeah, the requirements to apply MOE Taiwan scholarship is like the application form. Yeah, you can get it during the application period. Yeah, in study di Taiwan, studyditaiwan.blogspot.com, and then passport, kartu keluarga. Ya, so dari sekarang mungkin bagi teman-teman yang belum punya paspor nih, nah bisa disiapkan dari sekarang untuk apply paspor. Ya karena mungkin saja di pertengahan kuliah teman-teman juga bisa mendaftar program-program beasiswa lain yang disediakan oleh pemerintah Taiwan. Nanti kita akan bahas. Yeah, so other than that, diploma and transcript written in English or Mandarin. Ya, saya rasa kalau UNJ sudah menyediakan fasilitas penerjemahan ijazah dan transkrip, jadi teman-teman tidak perlu khawatir. Akan sangat mudah bagi mahasiswa UNJ untuk apply studi ke luar negeri, terutama ke Taiwan. Lalu ada two recommendation letters, proof that applicant has applied to Taiwan University, English proficiency certificate, like TOEFL, TOEFL IBT, TOEFL ITP, TOEIC, and IELTS. Yeah, you can use those certificates or TOCFL. The TOCFL is like a Chinese proficiency test, something like that. And then you need to send hard copy requirements to Teto Jakarta. Yeah. So again, later, if you would like to learn more about MOE Taiwan scholarship, please visit studyditaiwan.blogspot.com. Later, if there is a scholarship opened by Taiwan government, we will share the information also in our official Instagram in teto.tec_Indonesia. Jadi silakan teman-teman follow Instagram resmi kami teto.tec_Indonesia supaya dapat informasi resmi terkait beasiswa dan studi di Taiwan. Oke, next. Ya, di sini saya akan sharing tentang HUAEU Enrichment Scholarship atau bisa teman-teman bilang HES. Ya, jadi HES ini merupakan scholarship for international students to learn Mandarin in Taiwan. Ya, so this program is open for all levels. Jadi teman-teman yang belum mempunyai kemampuan untuk berbahasa Mandarin, nah ini bisa untuk tetap mendaftar HES karena nanti setelah teman-teman diterima oleh program HES, setelah teman-teman di Taiwan, kursus belajar bahasa Mandarinnya akan disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan teman-teman untuk belajar bahasa Mandarin. Yeah, this is a scholarship for you to learn Mandarin in Taiwan. Yeah, the scholarship duration is maximum 6 months, 6 bulan, dan persyaratannya cukup mudah basically. Teman-teman hanya perlu merupakan lulusan SMA dan minimal 18 tahun. Nah, pasti teman-teman UNJ sudah semua ya. Dan ini juga tidak tertutup hanya untuk student saja, tapi untuk Bapak Ibu dosen, staff. Nah, ini juga bisa mendaftar program HES. Jadi ini terbuka untuk siapa saja. Okay, and the application period is just the same like MOE Taiwan scholarship from February to March. Yeah. And the money stipend is up is 25,000 NTD. Ya, jadi ini sekitar 12,5 juta rupiah per bulan. Wah, belajar bahasa Mandarin di Taiwan, tapi juga dapat uang saku 12,5 juta per bulan selama maksimal 6 bulan. Okay, once again, you can get the official information regarding HAS application and requirement only from study.taiwan.blogspot.com. The requirements you can see in a PPP is similar like MOE Taiwan scholarship, but I think it's simpler. Yeah, like application form, passport, kartu keluarga, diploma and transcript, written in English or Mandarin, recommendation letters, proof that applicant has applied to legal center in Taiwan. And the important thing is no language proficiency certificate required. Ya, jadi tidak harus teman-teman harus bisa berbahasa Mandarin di level tertentu baru bisa daftar HAS. Jadi teman-teman yang belum bisa belajar, belum punya basic bahasa Mandarin pun bisa mendaftar program HAS. Okay, next. Yeah, one of the very prestigious program is TIP, Taiwan Experience Education Program. This is like an internship program with scholarship in Taiwan, provided by the Ministry of Education of Taiwan. Yeah, so basically, TIP by Taiwan's MOE provides short-term professional and research internship program for more than 500 outstanding international youth to experience Taiwan's quality higher education and make personal connection with the Asian job market. Yeah, so the scholarship grants, maximum monthly stipend is 15,000 NTD. Ini sekitar 7,5 juta rupiah. And the wide range, TIP also offer wide range of programs seperti agriculture, perikanan, business and management, culture and humanity, social science pun juga ada, medical and health, engineering, computer science, and so forth. Ya, benefitnya selain mendapatkan beasiswa monthly stipend, you will also get opportunities to attend seminars, a free Chinese language course, and cultural activities during your internship. Okay, next. Ya, how to apply TIP? Ya, jadi pertama teman-teman harus tentukan dulu, harus buka dulu website yang seperti yang tertera di slide atau simply googling TIP Taiwan seperti itu atau TIP Study in Taiwan. Ya, setelah mengunjungi websitenya, teman-teman bisa pilih internship program dan host university yang teman-teman ingin daftar. And then in every internship program in the website, you will find that every program has their director or professor or contact person. So please contact the program director or professor to know the internship details, schedule, application procedure, and requirements. Because every TIP program provided by every university might have different requirements and regulation and admission timeline, something like that. So please find out more about TIP in their official website, tip.studyintaiwan.org, or you can download their brochure in the link shown in the slide. Okay, next. Yeah, this is just one of the examples of TIP programs. This is a global internship lab provided by National Sun Yat-sen University or NSYSU. So here in this global internship lab, you can work on new ideas with practical experiences to learn more about Taiwanese business culture. Ya, jadi kalau misalkan teman-teman buka informasi tentang global internship lab ini, teman-teman akan tahu bahwa program internship ini mostly akan mengajak teman-teman untuk mempelajari Taiwanese business culture dan juga ada company visit. So during the internship, you can meet purpose-driven top talents with diverse background. Ya, sudah ada banyak international students yang bergabung di Global Internship Lab by NSYSU, misalnya dari USA, Vietnam, Indonesia juga, dan Perancis. Ya, selain itu tidak lupa teman-teman juga akan mendapatkan benefit seperti partial subsidy for air ticket fare and maximum 10-week allowance for living expenses of 25,000 NTD until 30,000 NTD. Tapi sekali lagi setiap program dari setiap universitas akan memberikan benefit yang berbeda-beda. Every university has different benefits to offer. So please visit TIP website to know each program or each university internship program. Ya, jadi kalau misalkan teman-teman ingin mengetahui lebih lanjut tentang program ini, silahkan sekali lagi teman-teman mengunjungi website TIP atau kontak via email kontak person program yang teman-teman ingin daftar. Okay, next. Yeah, so this October we will have Taiwan Higher Education Fair again. So di sini kita akan introducing more than 60 Taiwan universities. Yeah, here you can get all information regarding Taiwan University scholarship and their requirements and everything about Taiwan University admission. Yeah, so please register to the link shown in the slide, or simply later you can visit our official Instagram @TEC_Indonesia. In there later you will find the registration link for you to access. Okay, next. Okay, this is just one of the unique fact about UNJ. So there is a UNJ alumni who's currently studying in Taiwan. Yeah, his name is Raka Ramadana. So now he is master student in digital learning program in NTUST, or National Taiwan University of Science and Technology. Yeah, so this is one of top 5 universities in Taiwan. Yeah. Sorry. Ya, jadi ini alumni UNJ Raka. Ya, dulunya beliau di kalau tidak salah di Faculty of Technics UNJ. Ya, nah uniknya kalau boleh share. Jadi Raka ini sekarang menjadi Ketua Persatuan Pelajar Indonesia atau PPI di Taiwan. Ya, jadi sudah ada alumni UNJ yang studi di Taiwan. Jadi Raka juga berpesan kepada kami bahwa Raka berharap bahwa akan lebih banyak lagi teman-teman UNJ yang bisa studi di Taiwan dan juga mendapatkan scholarship di sana. Kalau misalkan Raka ini beliau mendapatkan beasiswa dari universitas atau dari NTUST. Oke, next. Ya, sekali lagi terima kasih untuk antusiasme teman-teman, atensi dari teman-teman sekalian. Ya, terima kasih. Ya, nanti jangan lupa untuk berkunjung ke kantor kami di gedung Raden Dewi Sertika lantai 1. Ya, kantor kami pas di sebelah kantor urusan internasional atau KUI. Baik, sekian dari Taiwan Education Center Indonesia. Terima kasih. Selamat pagi.
Thank you so much for Miss Grace for the socializations about the scholarship. For give us the insightful socializations about Taiwan scholarship. Before we go to the next sessions, without greatly reducing our appreciation, with respectfully for Taiwan Education Center Indonesia for giving a placard, souvenirs, and certificate for our Dean of Faculty of Social Science. Please welcome to the stage. To the committee that assigned for documentation, please to take a picture. Thank you. Let's give an applause. Once moment again, let's give an applause. Thank you so much for the committee that for take the documentation, and thank you for the dean and also Miss Grace. And now we're about to enter the main event. We introduce our moderator, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah, who will lead the sessions with the speakers. But before that, let me explain the CV of the moderator. Mr. Fauzi Abdillah is a lecturer of Faculty of Social Science, State University of Jakarta. For educational background, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah has finished a Master of Civic Education at Indonesia University of Education in 2015. Before Mr. Fauzi Abdillah get the master degree, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah has finished the Bachelor of Social Political Science in 2012. Based on Mr. Fauzi work experience, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah worked as a head of GPHM, Faculty of Social Science, State University of Jakarta. Besides that, for being a lecturer of civic education in Faculty of Social Science, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah also being a director of research and publishing at Raga Mulia Institute. Lastly, the organizational experience for Mr. Fauzi Abdillah was active on the community of teacher education from 2020 until to the present. And also, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah was active on R&D field of Forum TBM, West Java Province from 2020 to the present. And also, Mr. Fauzi Abdillah being a central manager at his PC from 2020 until the present.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Fauzi Abdillah.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, no, but good morning, yes, but maybe we will approaching afternoon, right? So maybe I want to say good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. Okay. before the presentation start, Prof Young, is it there? Have to check. Okay, guys, before the presentation start, I would like to test the audio and video from our speaker. Where is Prof Young? Zoom-nya bisa ditampilkan. Halo Prof Young.
Hello, nice to see you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Great. Thank you, Prof Young. Thank you for waiting, and we're sorry for the delay. And maybe we can start now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All guests may have a seat, and online guests at Zoom, and stand by with your best position. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, and ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, let me address my gratitude to all the participants who's joined the event. Okay, and especially for our invited speaker, Professor Yang Woo Shun. Right, Yang Woo Shun, of course, to our rector, vice rector, dean and vice dean, and to all the committee. And thank you for all students, that the participant that who's joined from a Zoom meeting, of course, and live at Aula Latif Hendraningrat. Now moving along to the next agenda, the main agenda for this event today, the EURASIA International course. Okay, guys, my name is Fauzi Abillah. I'm a lecturer at Pancasila and Civics Education program at FIS UNJ, and I'll be serving as your moderator for this main session. And as part of committee, we'll provide you timely topics and interesting speakers, and we'd appreciate if you would participate in the discussion. Okay, guys? And for the discussion, we will give you a gift. That's Pak Ahmad, yeah, gift for the speaker. Not speaker, I mean for the questioners. Okay? Okay, you'll be hearing a presentation from Professor Yang Woo Shun. Okay, Prof.
Okay.
Yang.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Professor, but before you get started, I wanted to take a few minutes of your time
Yes.
to let me read your source CV. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, our speaker, Professor Yang Woo Shun, is a member of Taiwan National Chinan University Department of International Comparative Education. He earned his PhD from Waseda University, Japan at 2004. He previous work experience including serving as a director of Taiwan Education Center in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and Dean at the National Chinan University Office at International and Cross-Strait Affairs in 2016-2017. He is a visiting professor at Asia Euro University in the Kingdom of Cambodia in 2019 to 2020. He also teaches quality assurance in higher education, advanced comparative studies on higher education, advanced studies on culture and education in Japan, and many more. He got a lot of honors and awards. Let me read the latest. He is a distinguished alumni of Centennial Anniversary Celebration of Zenwu Elementary School, Award of Faculty Merit Pay System, Ministry of Education of Taiwan in 2019, Excellent Specialist Award from Ministry of Science and Technology of Taiwan, Distinguished Professor, National Chinan University 18 to 2021. Advisor at EURASIA Foundation from Asia from 2012 to present, and Service Award from Union of Educational Societies Taiwan, a fellowship of Nagoya University, Japan, as a visiting researcher in Center of Higher Education, Nagoya University. He is also editor-in-chief in Journal of Comparative Education, review editor in Academic Journal of Languages and International Studies. He also membership in professional societies as like the Chinese Taipei Comparative Education Societies, Taiwan Higher Education Society, Taiwan Association for Institutional Researcher. He also published numerous articles on academic journals and presented on conference. Wow, what an eminent CV. So inspiring. So, Guys, please welcome Professor Yang Wusun, who will be speaking us on Taiwanese multiculturalism and education identity politics. Let's give applause once again. Time is yours, Professor Yang.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your excellent introduction. Yes. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here and deliver a speech online. First of all, I want to thank Rector Komarudin, Dean Sagrati to support this series lectures, and the lecture executive committee chairman, Professor Rahmat Hidayat, and Fauzi Abraham, and the staff who has planned and conduct this activity. Secondly, I want to thank Mr. Lee and the other staff from TETO office and the Taiwan Education Center who has been promoting a good relationship between Taiwan and Indonesia. And also, I want to thank all of participants from the UNJ, including students and the staff and the citizens who are interested in this topic. And today, my topic is about Taiwanese multiculturalism and indigenous identity politics, which is a very important experience and issue in Taiwan society. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask or exchange opinion in Q&A time. Okay, it's okay? So we are going to start my lecture. Yes. Okay, this is a picture about Taiwan. So you can see not only the color, but actually it's very diversity. Okay, next please. And today, the contents of my speech will divide to 4 parts, but some of content actually is overlapping with the lecture just mentioned. So I will make it as a brief. Okay. So the 4 part would be introduction of Taiwan in indigenous identity politics and how Taiwan developing multicultural society. And then higher education of internalization in Taiwan right now is very important, and it is a very suitable issue for a student here. Next, please. Okay, this is map, and this is an old map. And you can see Taiwan has so many cities, but actually Taiwan is not had a very plan to the agriculture. Only maybe 10% of the land could be for the agriculture. And you can see the sign of the Taiwan actually is something very interesting, and also you can see some diversity over in Taiwan. Okay, next. And about the geography, I don't want to mention a lot, but you can see how large is Taiwan. It's very small, and it is a small island. The square is equal to about Western Java province. Yes, and the population actually is not so much as Indonesia, just 1/12. But if you see people, the average life, because Taiwanese healthy system is quite good, so the average of life is about 80 years old, and of course, male is shorter than female. Well, it is a common situation in the world, I think. Okay, and how about the average GDP? Taiwanese GDP have a very good performance during the COVID-19 pandemic. So last year it's ranking in the 90s in the world. Next. How about the nature side? I'm not going to mention a lot, but I will pick some significant figure for you. And actually, Taiwan is a big, I have to say, a small island. So we call ourselves as a island country. And the other noun for Taiwan actually is called Formosa. And Formosa, it is Portuguese. It means treasure island. So when the Portuguese sailor came to Taiwan in the 15th century, they found out it's a very beautiful island actually. But if you talk about the pronunciation of the noun of Taiwan, actually is a name from indigenous language in Thailand. And also you can see continuous mountains in Taiwan, and Taiwan is also surrounded by oceans. So it is a very interesting situation because all of the ocean could be a protection for Taiwan, and it also can make Taiwan isolate to from outside world. And second, there is a problem of the Taiwan's, natural resources. In Taiwan, we do not have many natural resources. A few, maybe some gold mine, some coal mine, but it just ran out. And we do not have petrol, no, yes. So on the other hand, there are so many nature disasters in Taiwan, and for example, typhoon almost came to Taiwan every year. But it's very interesting because in the last 3 years, no typhoon comes. So Taiwan is suffering from leakage of water, and also. It's the same as Indonesia and Japan. We have lots of earthquake as a natural disaster. But on the other hand, you can see in Taiwan, we have so many different plants and animals. The diversity of species is very famous in the world. In Taiwan, we do not have tiger. We do not have lion. No, the most brittle animal could be just bears. Yeah, but not a so big bear. Okay, and the other characteristic of Taiwan is about human. This is topic I'm going to talk about, and this is a multicultural society. Next, please. Okay, in Taiwan, since there are so many people living in Taiwan, there are six cities, which is population is more 100 people. So the largest city could be New Taipei City, and the second one is Taichung City. In my experience, actually, I was born in Kaohsiung City and study in Taipei City, and now I'm living in Taichung City. So I travel and living all around Taiwan. And Taiwan is also very famous with its tourism and the cuisine, which just mentioned by Mr. Lee. And also, I have to mention in Taiwan, it's very convenient in daily life. For example, the traffic, we have high-speed railway, which it is speed is more than 300 kilograms per hour. And also, we have a local train system. You can travel around Taiwan, and we have many highway or freeway in Taiwan too. And also, you can see that's of a convenience store in a city or in county. And the intensive convenience store is the second in the world and then next to Japan. And the most important treasure or assets in Taiwan is people are very friendly. As Mr. Lee just mentioned, it's unnecessary to walk at the middle night in Taiwan. Yeah, because the security in general is quite good. And you can use iPhone or a smartphone, and there is a system and to help you to call the police. So usually if you are in a city and you meet some trouble, maybe you can push the button and the police will come to maybe in 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, and next please. And how about the history of Taiwan? Here I list up a very brief history of Taiwan. And Taiwan actually is a small island, but there were people, humans have already living in Taiwan maybe 5,000 years ago. So you can see the picture, and actually is a picture, and it is happened in a location in new Taipei City right now. And about Taiwan's history, there's a very long, not a very long history, but you can see from 17th century, Dutch people and the Spanish came to Taiwan. They came to Taiwan by sailing ship and to find some treasure or maybe do some trade. And actually in 1642, Dutch replaced Japan and occupied Taiwan. And there's a very famous general from mainland China called Zheng Chenggong. And actually Zheng Chenggong is a son of a pirate of mainland and Japan. So Zheng Chenggong, as a general of Ming Dynasty, he expired Dutch authority and ruled Taiwan. So it is first time that Taiwan have so many immigrants came to live in Taiwan. And after Zheng Chenggong's ruin in Taiwan, Qing Dynasty occupied Taiwan again and ruined Taiwan. So in this period, actually, Qing Dynasty prohibited immigrants to living in Taiwan. So they only allow men, not women, came to Taiwan. So based on this reason, many immigrants, male immigrants, married with indigenous people. So Taiwan become a society of diversity. And after Sino-Japanese War, Taiwan became a colony of Japan. So from that time, all of social system became Japanese system. So my grandfather speak Chinese and Japanese, but my father cannot speak Japanese. Yeah, the reason is after 1945, the World War II, Taiwan was ruled by KMT, a political party in Taiwan, and they just failed to occupy, withdraw from mainland China. So Taiwan faced a new era because at the time, in 1949, there was about 2 million people who originally live in China, and they came to Taiwan. So Taiwan became a more multicultural society at that time. But I have to mention, it is not a easy way to be a multicultural time, because at that time, the ruling party, Kuomintang, yes, they occupied Taiwan, but many elites was killed. So at that time, Taiwan became a darkness era, and right now there are something or a truth is not to be find out, not yet. Okay, and in the 2000, it's the first time for rotation of a political party. So DPP, Democracy Progress Party, became the ruling party. So it's a new era for Taiwan, not only in history, but also in politics. So in the picture, you can see lots of sea sign in Taiwan. We have so-called Dutch bunker in Tainan, and also city gate built in Qing Dynasty. One thing I have to mention is about the office of the president. Actually, it is built by Japanese colonial government, and right now it's the president office nowadays. In contrast to Korea, Korea also have another one, but they just collect, and they do not want to the Japanese culture existing in the capital. I mean, in the Seoul. Next, please. Okay, we just mentioned about the cuisine in Taiwan, and you can see there's a very famous pearl milk tea. I mean, the brand in the world. And I've checked some store in Jamaica, and you can see and found out it's very delicious. Next. Next, please. Okay, it's a night market. Yeah, you can see lots of delicious food in the night market too. And next, please. And if you see the economy developed in Taiwan, there are several era. So when people came to Taiwan, there are so many people, and the government had to try to find out how can make they live in Taiwan. And also there is a very important policy is land reform. And in the 1960s, Taiwan became a country exploiting industry, and the military project raised very high, because at the time we are trying to fight back to the mainland China. And the next stage of export. And in this era of 1970s, there's a policy to make the export industry in large than before. So you can see that of trade company, and also industrial era at that time. And at that time, also agricultural technology developing a lot. And when the time went to the 1980s, Taiwan transformed to another new era. So we built lots of science park, and you can see the science park here. There are so many, and also industrial era all over Taiwan, and many manufacturers are very famous, including machines, machinery, LCD, computer, petrochemistry, textile, and also. And right now, the new economic development strategy is about high technology. So if you see the semiconductor, which is quite famous in Taiwan, and you can see the market share in the world, the TSMC is doing a very good job. Next. But if you see the political situation in Taiwan, it's not a good situation so far. And there are so many economy integration or partnership in Asia Pacific era, including RCEP, TPP, ASEAN, and some and so on. But Taiwan cannot join this kind of partnership. APEC is only one economic integration organization that Taiwan is participating so far. And of course, we join in WTO. Next. But in Taiwan, we are still doing a quite good job in the competitive ranking in the world. So according to IMD in 2021, and you can see there are 4 items: economy performance, government efficiency, business efficiency, and infrastructure. Taiwan right now is doing good job. So it's ranking in 8. Next, please. And also, people, I mean, the student here, you must heard some brand in Taiwan, and the rate I just marked actually is about computer. So you must heard the notebook made by ASUS, Acer, and the MSI. And this is quite famous in Taiwan, not only in Taiwan, but also in the world. And also we are famous in other industry, including banking and bicycle. Next. And the relationship between Taiwan and Indonesia actually is some information actually is mentioned by Mr. D, so I will not mention again. But here I want to emphasize, in Taiwan we pay attention to the need of to the people from other culture. So in the public TV program, there's Indonesian language news. So we focus lots of energy on the cooperation in agriculture, fishery, and also immigration education with Indonesia. Next. And the next part I want to introduce is about the population structure in Taiwan, and this is the main content I want to mention today. And you can see the population, like Indian people, is only 2.5%, and it is immigrant or they just living in Taiwan at the very beginning. Next. Okay, sovereign mean is people from the mainland China. They are immigrant in the 16th century. Right now is the main population in Taiwan. Next. And also Hakka and the mainlander. And also mainland I just mentioned is they came from mainland China in 1949. And right now there are 2 new immigrants coming from different countries. One is international management spouse, and the other is immigrant workers. Next. So if you see the indigenous people, the image will quite very different. Since 1905, Japan occupied Taiwan and make Taiwan as a colony. So at that time, indigenous people tried to fight with Japanese authority, but they failed. So at the same time, they were educated to be so-called good Japanese citizens. And there is a very famous battle happened in 1960, and it was shot as a movie called Warrior of the Rainbow, Scenic Ballet. And Scenic Ballet is a tribe or ethnic group, and it's a very movie. So I would like you to about 5 minutes to take a look this movie, and it is very important and a very significant landmark in the Taiwanese history. Okay, please.
台湾島は大日本帝国の新たな領土であり、お母さん、
Yang tinggal pusing ya. Ya, ya.
Sama na ako kita marata dulu deh. Dutan tayo ni Tapitan tawaしてたのとにnakita.
Talas tuno eso, ini segera kunak namin. Usa. Witang ina kia kana tartuno.
Nangita ko sumani, bukan nakatatulo.
Ani kunaka paglang tanatuno. Ini lo chawin ka kinga tadala ita.
Dobona, premo sa sapa auto tanah tuno, oke sapa auto rodanda.
Nakah kadahangan tanatuno peni.
Isuana siskal tanah tuno, isu magalis tanah tuno.
今回の件は貴様らの部落全体で落とし前つけてもらうからな。Ulay tayo dati no. Ukay pa mali tanah tuno.
Tinggal bapak pun tanah tuno.
Tuh, gimana ini anjir?
Ya, tak bisa tanah tuno. Nameda, doya makela.
Iya kan, Musa itu palang kesentar. Kamu
Udah garam.
dia cida
Pas lagi ini apa namanya?
mempuselihi karena tanah tuno.
Ang sumisa ukay na baka matsitsebo ni. Mua tapos buwan tatungan.
Musma kunadi ukahanong. Kalumpat. Sigo.
Mua tatana tuno.
Sauta pahong ta.
したのは6つのブラック、約300人の戦士です。
戦士？君はこの野蛮人どもを改革しすぎじゃないかね。
マルダンは何だ？
出発！
評判は攻撃するとすぐに消える。まるで亡霊のような存在です。
強力な武器を備えた数千人の武装部隊がたった300人余りの定番の獲物にされて手に入れないか。
Nakakakuyamu ba yako? Nakakakuyamu ba yako?
يتلاقي نقصوا الكيلو دانكنو يتلاقي سيدق بعضه.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wow, what a great movie.
Okay, could I read back to Okay, how about the movie? Very brutal, right? But it's just a very small part of integration people's history. Yes. So in the World War II, actually, they were educated to be not only a good, but also they were sent to battlefield in Southeast Asia. They are so-called Takasago warriors. Next, please. So how about the image of indigenous people in Taiwan? There are some good and not some. There are some negative. First of all, there are people. I mean, and southern Min people. They think they are good at singing. So you can see that of a singer. They are indigenous people. And the second, they are good at drinking alcohol. Of course, it's very not a good inspiration. And the third one is they are excellent as sports, aesthetics. So you can see there is a gentleman here and a female, a lady here. Actually, they are gold and a silver medal winner in the Olympic Games. And the second, the fourth one is that they do not have consider a good consideration to be punctual. Yeah, they always do something delayed, and they also easygoing, something like that. And if you see the document in the administration, before 1980s, people would be called as mountain aborigines or mountain brother and sister. And right now, we do not use this kind of vocabulary. It's something about discrimination. Okay, next. And if you see the politic identity politics in Taiwan, and in the before the 1945, it was run by the Japanese government. So the assassination policy was run by the Japan, and after that, even Kuomintang government, they came to Taiwan, they do the same thing. So people, I mean the indigenous people, they were educated to be Chinese, not a Taiwanese. So it is very sad history. But in the 1980s, the new movement happened. First of all, they want to make their name as normal and with dignity and pride. So their name, I mean the ethnic group name, became a formal name in the constitution. And in the 1980s, it is a very important year because at that time, Taiwan are conducting martial law so far. So in the year, it is a year for the martial law was abolished. And Taiwan became a so-called democratic country at that time. So at that time, as a minority group and a third party, indigenous people want a chance to fight themselves and through the political participants. Next. So in 1980s, they want to argue and to ask the government to return their land. And also, there are a very significant era because in the 1980s, instead of mountain aborigines, indigenous people became a formal phrase in administration. And also, it's very important because there's a council in a cabinet called Indigenous People was established. Next. So there are so many law or act in the history. So in 1980s and 2000 and 2001, it's a new era for indigenous people's identity politics. There's a very important act about education law and also indigenous status law. And also in the Constitution, we fix the Constitution. It's very important because for the education, culture, transportation, and water conservation, health, and medical care, all of the fields are considered to protect the indigenous people by law. So you can see the name of indigenous people according to their own choice. They can use the character, Chinese character, and also alphabet, and they can use the Chinese name at the same time. So there is a lady right now is very famous because she is a former spokesperson of the president office, and now she is one of the candidates for the Hualien County Mayor election next year. So this lady usually he use her name just pronounced like indigenous language. Next. So in the 2000, after 2000, not only the issue in the politics, but in 2016, the President Tai apologized in public, and also they want to the Taiwan to be built country of justice and true diversity and equality. So this article was translated to the 18 languages, not only 16 indigenous language, but also English and Japanese. Next. And I have to mention, it is very important in Taiwan because in the indigenous education policy, legislation and affirmative action are key elements to contribute this education policy. And also, we also bear international components, including UN, RIP, ICPR, ICE, SCR, and also CRC. Next. And in the international act, there are many laws to protect their rights, including Aboriginal education law, and also it's very important because right now, every year we have conduct 5-year educational development plan. So the latest version start from 2021 to 2026. Next. So grant design and the key performance is very important. So it not just a slogan. We have to do all of the policy from different aspects. For example, from enhance the legal system and the school system. And you can see students here, they are practice tiling and how to use bamboo to construct a house. And it is a normal class right now. It's called excellent education. Next. So not also the curriculum, but also we focus on teacher training and also higher education and vocational education. And you can see many universities, there are so-called indigenous student resource center. So we provide not only curriculum, but also scholarship and also affirmative action in university admission is a tradition in Taiwan for more than decades, several decades. And you can see this is the picture in below actually is in my university, and you can see we have a traditional stone plate house, and we use the solid plate to collect energy. Next. And also in the lifelong learning and the family education, and also digital education in the so-called village of tribe. So in Taiwan, we focus on reducing digital divide. So if you go to the mountain or tribe, you can use the Wi-Fi called iTribe. And for the education and the tourism, and some of the people use in the agriculture. And also we promote aesthetic education and health education. It is not only to train the talent, but also their activity about drinking water monitoring and anti-drug in the village. Next. So if you see the student in the school, it's quite different. But we just mentioned the population is about 2.5%. But you can see most students, they are taking care quite good in the school system. Next. So how about the school systems enrollment? In a kindergarten, actually, more indigenous students or kids, they can study in the kindergarten. It's higher than the general students. But on the other hand, if you see in higher education, most of the high school students can get into the university, but only some of the indigenous students, they want to study in university. So it's a different figure. Next. So how about a study field in higher education? The left side is the indigenous student, and the right side is the general student. You can see STEM, especially in the engineering or ICT, in the indigenous student is much lower than the general student. On the other hand, if you see the medical, especially nursing, indigenous students are more than general students because they do have a so-called special classes, and also some affirmative action for them. Next. So I want to emphasize there are some also issue about indigenous education. The people right now arguing indigenous mainstreaming are very necessary. It is not enough to have a policy for affirmative action or relationship legislation. We want to focus or spend more energy on different areas. So another issue is about language. Indigenous language are unnecessary or useless in the real world. Some people argue about this. And also in Taiwan, we have a new policy, so-called bilingual nation. It means we have to learn English and the other mother tongue, and it could be a very burden to the children. And on the other hand, somehow some people argue that affirmative action is kind of a discrimination, but usually it is not a discrimination right now. And another big task is how we could see the policy is successful or not. So in Taiwan, we focus energy on so-called KPI, key performance index, a lot. Next. So the third part is about how Taiwan make a multicultural society. Next. So you can see people from mainland China actually, according to the different period, the culture would be quite different too. So you can see the Min, Southern Min people and also Hakka people. Next. And also there are 16 ethnic group right now, which are admitted by the government. And also we want to make the society with diversity. So you can see a lot of international marriage couple and in Taiwan, and Indonesia, coming from Indonesia is not so many, it's about 5%. Most of them come from mainland China and Vietnam. Next. And you can see in Taipei, there are many Indonesian immigrant workers here, and in Taipei Station, right now, they are welcome to have Ramadan in Taipei Station. And also, sometimes you can see the Indonesian activity, the active library in Taipei Station too. Next.
Okay, Professor Yang, sorry to remind you that you have 5 minutes left.
Okay, thank you. So I just mentioned it's very complicated or not easy to achievement because the national language policy right now, we also focus language on not only the mother tongue but also English education. So on the other hand, we also have a national language attack. It means we have to protect all of the language, especially the local language in Taiwan. Next. And a new education policy for a new immigrant. Actually, there are so many ways to protect the culture and also to provide life support. So you can see the picture. Mr. Ding, actually, she came from Cambodia, and Dr. Ken, his father is Taiwanese, but her mother came from Indonesia. So both of them are my good friends. So in Taiwan, it's very important now. The policy is empowerment of a new immigrant. So you can see that our promotion not only in the political participation, but also in the TV drama and the news programs. Next. But there is a reality happening in Taiwan. And right now, the working population decline and reduce a lot. So Taiwan needs the new population to support the whole society. So now the immigrant workers are popular and welcome in Taiwan. Next. So you can see there are mainly two kinds of immigrant workers are welcome in Taiwan. First of all is a so-called talent. And we have a system called employment, a gold card received by the and so far there are more than 5,000 apply this kind of visa in Taiwan, and also long-term rotation of immigrant are welcome right now. So in general, if you keeping working in Taiwan, the visa could be extended to at least 12 years. Next. So there are some programs in Taiwan. So in general, National Immigration Agency, they have many activities and they are very welcome so far. Next. Okay, there's a slogan. It means we have to respect for diversity and treasure the differences. Next. So in general, I want to emphasize one thing. And in Taiwan, it is never easy to build up a so-called multicultural society. Because there are always some conflicts and integration, and also language policy is very important, but it will take a lot of energy and money. Yes, and right now new immigrants are increasing, and their influence in population and politics. Right now, there are a new party called a New Immigrant Party in Taiwan, and they are a legal party admitted by the government. So I have to say the new stage of Taiwanese multiculturalism is coming. Next. So the higher education of internationalization, I want to just introduce a little bit. You can see the system, education system in Taiwan is the 6-3-3 system, just like American, USA. And next. And if you see the performance in teams, and Taiwan is doing quite good in the world. Next. And there is so many universities in Taiwan. and there are 49 national university and about 100 university, private university in Taiwan. Yeah, all of the county they have a university, and of course the older one focus on New Taipei City and Taipei. Next. And there are so many fields in the university, and you can take a look. I will not repeat again. Next. Okay, this is another field in the university. And if you see the international student in Taiwan, you can see due to COVID-19, it declined a lot, but most of them actually, the number decline is coming from mainland China. Next. So if you see the figure, you can see the second one is Indonesia, and in 2020, it did not decline a lot. So it means Indonesia students welcome in Taiwan. Next. So this is the study in Taiwan. I do not want to mention again. And next. So here I want to emphasize, if you want to abroad your prospect, it's a good choice to study in Taiwan or overseas. There are so many choices. Next. So at the end of this speech, I want to say, students here, you are encouraged to have a dream and consider your future, and you can take a lot of learning and traveling activity, and you have to learn various skills. And the final, I want to invite you to visit Taiwan. Next. Okay, this is my campus, very beautiful campus, and also it has some prize in the World University ranking. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask. And I have to say to everyone, terima kasih. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Yang. What an excellent presentation. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, now we are heading to question and answer. Is there any one of you want to ask a question? Okay, 1, 2. Wow, good. Wait a minute. Maybe the first term I'll give to 3% first. Okay, thank you. Test. Okay, you can hear?
Yeah, I'm listening. Okay.
Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Abian Wimarta from Public Relations and Digital Communication. Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello.
To be honest, I'm curious about people in Taiwan because all we know that Taiwan was under China threats. So my question is, what are you guys doing right now? And are you guys ready to outside and fight, or that's my question, sir. Thank you.
Wow, what a political questions over here. Okay, Professor Yang, which one do you prefer? You want to
okay, I can answer it. Actually, I have to mention everyone has their own political statement and thinking, and China is always strict. I mean, in the politics for Taiwan because they want to unify a so-called great China, but it depends on the consideration of a different generation. I have to say, right now the younger people in Taiwan, they consider they are so-called Taiwanese. There's nothing to do with China, but the generation older than I, they will consider the security is number one. So in my generation, it's very interesting because when I was young, in 20 years old, I was taught to be fight with communists. But so far, the different party have the different statement or thinking. So I have to say, people have different consideration. But the problem is how people to define themselves as Taiwanese or Chinese. Yeah, that's a great question. So I cannot say we should fight back or do something else. But most of people in Taiwan, they want to maintain peace. That's the truth. The different generation, they have consensus here. But the ball or the key actually is in China. Yes. That's why that's what that is my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So maintaining peace is the priority, right? Professor Yang?
Yes.
Okay, next question. Over here.
Hello, Prof. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Intan from Sociology Education, and I want to ask, after I saw the Formosan trip, it turned out they had the same structure as Dayak trip Kalimantan in Indonesia. What did this happen? Thank you.
You get the questions?
No, it's far away from. I cannot hear the question very clear. Yes.
Yeah.
Could you say it again or yes?
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
I'm hearing. I'm listening.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Intan Aulia from the Sociology Education. After I saw the Formosan trip, it turned out they had the same structure as the Dayak trip in Kalimantan, Indonesia. What did this happen? Thank you.
So you bring the Indonesian situation to Taiwanese cultural or Aboriginal case, right? Oh,
Fossey,
okay.
could you?
So we have our indigenous people too in Indonesia. We call it Dayak, right? In Kalimantan. So we have our own, but there is no island. Oh yeah, Borneo Island maybe. Okay. So yeah, so similar with your indigenous people or Aboriginal people too. So what do you think about that? We have a similar indigenous issues, kind of issues. What do you think?
Okay. Well, it is a very interesting situation because right now, according to the academic research, the indigenous people, especially the language or maybe blood, is related to people living in specific oceans. But it is a very difficult issue right now because some of the scholars they do not agree this issue. But if you mention about indigenous people in Taiwan, I have to say in Taiwan we have consensus to respect them, not only in language but also in the politic right now. So if you see the political participation in Taiwan, we have indigenous people quota in the Congress. So one of my classmate, I mean my wife's classmate, she right now is the member of the Congress. So it is quite noble to see people. I mean the indigenous people, famous indigenous people, some people you know. So I don't think it's a problem, but the real problem is the population right now. I mean, indigenous people population right now is decreasing or declining also so far. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Professor Yang. Give applause. Okay, guys, thank you. Next question. Okay.
Okay, hello, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Yuda. I'm from Pancasila and Civic Study Program.
Okay.
My question is, in this globalization era, there are more and more challenges from outside. And my question is, what will Taiwan do to keep things running well and stable so that the multiculturalism can be maintained? Thank you.
Okay, great question. Okay, Professor Yang.
Okay. I have to say, actually, the multiculturalism, the thinking is coming from, people will say the thinking coming from Western world, but actually Taiwan was a multicultural society at the very beginning. But the key reason or the key elements is how would you respect other people, no matter is indigenous people or not. The mirror group should be respect in the society. So if you see the multiculturalism in Taiwan, indigenous people issue is just one of the issues. We have many different issues. For example, the gender issue. So you can see Taiwan, we are doing quite good in the gender issue. We have a female president, and also in my department, more than half professor are female. So also you can see the interesting point in the so-called democracy system. But we do not vote about this female or male issue. No. Yes. So I want to emphasize multiculturalism. The definition of multiculturalism is different according to different society and nations. But the problem or the point is how people will educate the next generation to respect other people who are minorities. Yes, minority, it doesn't mean the number, but sometimes it makes the culture issue is quite different. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Professor Yang. Next question.
Okay, Professor, can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Olivia Pazrin. I am from Pancasila and Civic Education. My question is, what is the economic impact or cultural impact of the relationship between Indonesia and Taiwan? That's it.
Okay, thank you. Do you get the question, Professor Yang? Maybe this is the last question for this session.
Could you say it again?
Say it again.
What is the economic impact or cultural impact of the relationship between Indonesian and Taiwan?
Okay, thank you very much. Very good question. If you say the economic impact, it's very important to recognize or to make sure to assure the economic cooperation or relationship between Indonesia and Taiwan. And I have to say, there's another more important issue about the multicultural. In Taiwan, since there are many workers coming from Indonesia, for example, my auntie right now was taken care by Indonesia female, and my family do appreciate. And since the population of international people or immigrant or immigrant worker increasing in Taiwan, Taiwanese culture is changing little by little. For example, I just mentioned there is a very important traffic tour, right? High speed railway. But in most of high speed railway, there is a prayer room for Muslim. Yes, and also in main city, for example, in Taipei, you can enjoy vegetarian food or even Muslim restaurant in Taipei and Taichung. And also, if you see the street, I mean the view of a street, somehow you can see a Muslim temple or Catholic church. They are just next to each other. So in Taiwan, usually we do not have a so-called religion, I mean conflicts. No. So because the population of immigrant worker from Indonesia increasing by little, we accept many different consideration, not only in culture, but also in the religion activity. So I just showed a slide happening in the Taipei station, right? At the very beginning, Taipei station, people do not allowed to be sit on the floor. But after the NGO or MPO's activity, they convinced the Taipei government to open this space for the immigrant worker. Right now, people, from Indonesia, they have a good place to take a rest and also health activity in the Taipei main station. So I think it is a big progress. Not only the influential thinking, but also for Taiwan city itself, it is very important. Yes, that's what I'm thinking about. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Professor Yang, since the time limit is already arrived, so we wrap the question and answer sessions. Okay, Professor Yang, thank you very much for addressing this interesting topic. On behalf of the committee, we would like to deliver our gratitude and thank you for joining us today. We truly appreciate it, and I end my duty as your moderator for this session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day. Thank you so much, Professor Yang. Let's
Terima kasih.
for Professor Yang.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you so much. Okay. Next for the certificate for you, Mr. Yang from the committee. Okay, Pak Rahmat Hidayat maybe deliver for certificate for Professor Yang.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, Professor Yang, thank you so much on behalf of the committee for your wonderful presentation today. And this is very interesting conversation with you. So again, thank you so much, Professor Yang.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this is the symbolic certificate for you.
Okay, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I give it back to MC.
Thank you so much for the moderator and all of the speakers for having us to taking time to participate. Hopefully we can take lesson and benefit from this morning event. And thank you for the whole audience at Latif Hadrat Ballroom that have been participating. In the next session, we will hear the door prize announcement from Taiwan Education Center. So for all the questioners, please welcome to the stage.
Oke, untuk 3 orang berarti ya. Oke, sekarang pakai bahasa Indonesia aja ya. Oke, untuk 3 orang, jadi panitia mempercayakan pada saya untuk memilih 3 orang, yang mendapatkan buku ya, betul ya, door prize buku. Mungkin penanya pertama dipersilakan. Oke, beri tepuk tangan dari Humas dan Komunikasi Digital, betul ya? Oke. Yang kedua, tadi ada berapa penanya sih? 4 ya. Oke, masnya yang di situ, ya, monggo. Langsung aja 4 ya? Hah? Oke. Mbak, silakan penanya yang kedua. Oke, beri tepuk tangan dong. Tapi mending kita kasih semuanya aja ya. Oke, silakan yang penanya terakhir juga. Beri tepuk tangan dong. Oke, ini dia Bu Nada dan Bu Mentari yang akan memberikan hadiahnya.
Congratulations to the winners for winning the door prize from PAC.
Ini siapa yang ngasihnya?
Let's give it applause.
Pak Rahmat dulu. Oh iya, Raja Grafindo, Mas Burhan ya. Sama siapa lagi? Oh, Pak Burhan sama Weni, monggo. Ada di belakang nih. Ayo ke depan. Sama Bu Weni ya? Oh iya, dua ya. Berarti Mas Burhan aja, silakan. Oh iya, langsung Raja Grafindo. Monggo. Terima kasih banyak untuk Raja Grafindo Persada, Peradilan Percetakan. Oke,
let's give an applause.
To the committee that assigned for documentation, please to take all guests and participants in here for a group photo.
Baik, Pak. Once again, thank you so much for Raja Grafindo Persada and Taiwan Education Center for winning the door prize. Before we end the opening ceremony of the EURASIA International Course 2022 with the theme of multiculturalism in Asia, reflection, trends, and challenge, for all guests and participants in here, we will take a group photo. To the committee that assigned for documentation, please to take all the guests and participants in here to take a photo group.
So now,
for all guests and participants in here, please to welcome to the stage for take a group photo. Please to come to the stage because all guests in here, we will take a group photo. Please to all participants in here to welcome to the stage for take a group photo.
So now it's time for us, as a master of ceremony, to close this event. From the depths of our heart, we do apologize for our mistake in presenting this event. Thank you very much for your attention and goodbye everybody. I wish you all a pleasant day. See you then.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.